I hope you're in the mood for more tennis highlights. It's gotta be the case because it's the second week of Roland Garros. Each day, the official YouTube channel only posts a few measly 3-minute long match highlights. There's simply not enough tennis on the YouTube to go around. So this is where I step up. I have to fill in the void, you know? Anyway, this is kind of a special tennis game for me because I just realized I have never played normal duos full 3-set tennis match ever. The ladder match I usually post here, that's normal duos, 2 sets, and if it goes 1-1, usually it's decided by a championship tiebreak. Or if you run out of time, you just decide by other ways. And the STA tournaments, it is 3-set, but no ad. Or if there's rain delay, they play fast 4 format. So 4 games set and no ad. This is the 3-setter. Pretty long and grueling sets. It took us about 2.5 hours from beginning to the end. Jonathan is someone I've been playing with quite a bit recently. We practice, play some doubles, tiebreak practice set here and there, but never a match. So we know about each other's game pretty well. I would say he's an all-court player, likes to attack, good serve, good forehand, very impressive return and volley. Once we played the doubles with someone who can serve 200 km/h before, and the entire night I just can't return the kick serve out wide to my backhand, but it didn't seem to bother Jonathan much. He just returned everything. Did I just yabber through the first set without mentioning anything that's happening on the court at all? This is peak commentary. This is where it's at. So Jonathan took the first set 6-4, and it's actually multiple breaks. I thought I played okay, serving okay.
Oh, what is that? Good shot.
These days, I'm not too bothered by my serves anymore. It's not hindered by injury. It's not a bad shot for me. I'm not nervous in my service game, and more often than not, I'm holding serves. But that's all relative. So when I'm playing Jonathan, because he has a really good return, I never felt like I'm winning too many free points off my serve. So whenever we play, it's usually a very tight set because it's difficult to break, hold, and maintain that lead. That's a nice forehand. I need to hit more cross-court shots in my rallies to avoid getting bonked like that. Usually in the second set, I can feel a dip in my intensity, and that's because I don't do any other kind of cardio at all. For example, I actively avoid walking or running. I don't do HIIT, Tabata, marathon training, none of that shit. I don't cycle for exercise. However, I do swim, but maybe every quarter or so. But that's not for exercise either. It's mostly survival training, so I know I wouldn't drown in the ocean doing other water sports. Basically, any form of cardio, if it's not competitive, I can't play against another person, I'm just not doing it. Tennis is my most intense form of cardio in my workout routine. My theory is if I play enough tennis, maybe I can play into fitness this way. Never in my lifetime do I have to step on another elliptical machine ever again. I digress. Although, what is the topic anyway? I have lost the plot, guys. Okay. Second set dip. In the first set, I feel like in terms of offense, defense, It's somewhat even between us, both of us trying to make our play, not just waiting for the opponent to make an unforced error. It's pretty dynamic back and forth games. Granted, my aggressive play is usually near the baseline, and Jonathan's is more inside the court. That's where he's more lethal. And then when it comes to the second set, I'm not attacking as much. Maybe I'm a little out of gas. Jonathan dictates most of the points from here on. As people would say, he's asking the questions here. Somehow I made it to the tiebreak for the second set from 0-3 and then 1-4 down and end up taking the set. I didn't actively make any tactical adjustment, but I would say maybe just from being tired, the defensive play somehow end up helping me a little bit. I thought it may be interesting to show this. It's showing that my forehand is shorter, but it goes in more. So I didn't hit as many winners on my forehand, but I used it to stay in the point more and didn't give out as many unforced errors either, which overall maybe helped me to eke out a little bit of an advantage. This is my favorite point by me. Hit a few nice backhands and finish with a cross-court forehand, which is rare for me. Besides forehand, at the bottom you can see that our serve percentage and speed are more or less the same. Our serve style is different. I would say Jonathan's serve is faster, deeper, more accurate, and I use different types of spin more. But I would say overall effectiveness, it's similar. So if we would have player card like you see on tennis TV, I'd imagine Jonathan hits more winners, maybe more unforced errors, even wins more total points, and the average speed of his shots are faster, and then he play closer to the baseline or inside the court more on average. The point is, I think he would lead in all the performance stats, but with some luck and variance, I ended up winning more crucial points. It also helps that his line calling are pretty generous, even too generous, in my opinion, on some of the points.
Oh, it's in.
I didn't think that was in. I've been experimenting adding more slices to my game, especially the forehand slices. When I was a beginner, my coach told me I should just cut out this forehand slice shot altogether because you're not beating anyone better with it. But the more modern consensus seems to be that it's a good change of pace if you can hit it well. It's not only a shot when you use when you're on the stretch. The pro seems to use it more than before, especially on the women's side. For myself, I can't say I'm hitting it well, so every time I try to do a forehand slice, end up just thinking a short floater, and people come in, hit a forehand off of that, and I have regrets. So for me, the risk reward is still not there, but sometimes I do feel like when I'm slicing, I'm leaning in, create enough spin, it is a good shot to change pace. So maybe with more practice, I feel differently. Final tiebreak. I don't want to serve anymore. Every time I arch my back for the second serve, I'm just like, I think I'm done. The phone ran out of battery here, so let's pretend this is the match point. Yay. The tiebreak went on for quite a while. From 4-9 down, Jonathan won 6 points in a row, and then I took the next 3 points to close it. It was a good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you do too.